We are Cory and Wallace, an early retired couple on a full-time journey around the world. With a passion for exploring new cultures, discovering hidden gems, and enjoying delicious local food, we are on a mission to experience as much of the world as we can.
Good morning from Barcelona, Spain.
We've just checked out of the Los Arcos Hotel Gothic Quarter here in Plaza Real, and we are going to make our way over to the cruise port today. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can walk from here, it's technically walkable, and then there's a cruise bus that you can take that's only €3 per person. That'll take you to the terminals. We've Googled it. It looks like it might be a bit of a headache, so we just chose to do an Uber. So we are going to be walking across the street to a spot where we can actually get picked up, and hopefully shouldn't take too long to get there.
Yeah, this is a little lesson for everybody who is traveling. Give yourself at least 2 days before any major event. Sadly, my mom or my family was coming yesterday. They got stuck on the tarmac. They all got split up. Like, they were a group of 10, I think. And some ended up in Paris, some in Holland, some in London. Unfortunately, the one that went to London went by herself. Everything got stolen, and now she's stuck there. So she will not be making the cruise, which is really, really sad. And we're not sure what happened to her. We're pretty sure her phone died because she had no way of charging it. So we are really sad for her, and we're really hoping that everything works out for her, but she is not in a good place right now. But anyways, Barcelona, what do you think?
I gotta be honest, I didn't love Barcelona. There's a lot of people, it's really noisy. You can probably hear like there's some sort of construction noise behind us just now. Barcelona's a lot. And I mean, and that's saying something, because we've been to Singapore, Bangkok, Istanbul, big cities, and this was a lot.
I'm not going to deny that, but for me, this is the only place that I have traveled that gluten-free has been a dream. And we were told that before we got here. I didn't know what that meant. There are dedicated gluten-free restaurants everywhere. I'll pop up some of the places, or
There's a cop right there. We don't know what's going on.
Some of the food that we have eaten. We've been to like really fancy restaurants. One of our favorite places was a sushi restaurant that, not even just for gluten-free, for regular sushi, was really good.
Yeah, by any standards, like stacked up against any sushi restaurant I've been to, they were good. And the fact that they were dedicated gluten-free is pretty impressive.
And I mean, the Find Me Gluten-Free app, every time we like walked 10 minutes, it would change because there was just so many options.
Like close by, yeah.
So if you're gluten-free, if you're having a hard time and you're traveling long term, put Barcelona into your like trip itinerary for a couple days. It will just be a nice treat to you. And it is expensive.
I was just gonna say, be warned. It's not as budget friendly as pretty much all the other places we've been so far, with the exception of Muscat, Oman. But anyways, yeah, at the end of the day, no, this wasn't my favorite stop, but I did enjoy our time here, and I think 5 days was definitely enough for me personally. Again, highly recommend doing some of those free walking tours. The one we did with Runner Bean Tours was fantastic, and each time it gave us a lot of background information for what we ended up doing the day after, so it actually worked out beautifully. So yeah, highly recommend doing one of those if you are here. But I think
also, I don't know if we can actually recommend the hotel that we stayed at. There was a lot of issues with it. If I had to sum it up to one word, everything was broken. But that's Barcelona.
Yeah.
From what we understand, expensive doesn't mean quality.
Yeah, quality was not there, but you know what? Its location was pretty well perfect, because it literally put us like 50 meters here from this location in Plaza Real. And yeah, I think that's where we're gonna leave you guys for the moment. We're gonna go find our way to an Uber and get ourselves to the cruise port.
Look at me sometimes like all you want
So we've got an Uber on the way to pick us up. It'll be here in about 10 minutes. We crossed the street from Plaza Real where we were staying because that street, La Rambla, is like a big one-way street, and from where we were, a taxi would have to detour a long way around and makes the trip longer. We crossed over and we're basically standing in front of Palau Güell right now. And from this spot, the Uber ride was only 10 euro to get us all the way to Terminal E at the cruise port. Even if we had either walked 15 minutes or taken the tram down to I think it's called the World Trade Center, the Barcelona World Trade Center, and taken the cruise bus from there, that would have cost pretty much almost as much. Yeah, it would be 265 per person for the subway, for the metro ride, and 3 euro per person for a cruise bus. So for 10 euro, you know what? I'm not complaining. We're still waiting for an Uber. The first guy took a while to get to where we were waiting, and then he messaged us asking us to walk down the street to a different meeting point. Unfortunately, my phone didn't give me a notification, so we didn't see it in time. Long story short, we've walked down the street away from La Rambla, and we are now waiting for a different Uber driver. So we just jumped a bunch of the line because her parents are platinum and we got to jump in behind them, so yay. Welcome to our room. It's small, so there's not that much space here. We are in a deluxe balcony suite here on the essentially brand new Star Princess. Immediately as you walk in, there is a little closet. Just enough room for your shoes, and there's a couple of life jackets. Looks like there is a safe here. Couple of pool towels. Lots of empty cupboard space. And here we've got a closet. Laundry bags. Couple of, ooh, those robes feel nice. And that lifts up so you can put your bigger suitcases in there. But yeah, that's, that is what it is. It's just some closet storage space for your bags. To the left, or Cory's left, my right, is our bathroom. It's small, it's a cruise ship, but it's very bright in here, honestly. Looks like a decent looking toilet. We've got sink, hand wash, body lotion, towels, and a small shower, but you know what? It's fully enclosed. It looks like the door will actually keep water in, which if you've been following along on our journeys, you'll know that's been a much bigger challenge than we would have expected. Looks like there's a drying line that you can string across. Body wash, conditioner, shampoo, and all of that. We've got a desk area. There's a couple of glasses there. That's the hair dryer. A mini bar, which is not stocked. Got a desk here with a little bit of storage space. And I do want to point this out. We've got European and American outlets and USB-A and USB-C. We also have a full-size couch here, which it's still brand new, so this is quite comfortable. We've got a queen bed with little nightstands on either side. And again, you've got American style outlets as well as USB-A and C. Looks like these little reading lamps come out of the wall. They're just automatic. And, oh, behind Cory there, giant TV. And a decently sized balcony on the starboard side, which should be nice for our transatlantic journey. We are about midship, where forward of the main big sphere that jets out from the side of the ship. So the Star Princess is the second in the Sphere class ships. These are the largest in the Princess Cruises fleet. And you can kind of see here where this juts out. That's like the sphere. It's like this big round bulb that comes out of both sides of the ship.
So this is our second cruise ever. So the first cruise we went up to Alaska, and I ended up super seasick for like majority of the time.
We both did, on an inside passage Alaskan cruise in not very rough seas. So
I'm hoping, because the ship is a lot bigger, to be a lot more stable, we should be okay even in rough or semi-rough weather. I mean, if it gets really rough, there's nothing they can do. We do have a lot of seasickness tablets, so if things end up bad, we'll know why. And also having access to fresh air, which we did not have. We had an inside cabin on their first cruise. I think will make a huge difference, because now I can see like the horizon and be outside.
Yeah,
in fresh air.
Never again for an inside cabin for us. We both get violently seasick, and that was not a good time.
But yeah, that is our room tour. We will do a full tour. That is going to take some time because this ship is massive.
Yeah, and oh, we haven't said where we're going yet, I don't think. So this is a 14-day Atlantic crossing. We are going to be leaving Barcelona today. We've got a sea day tomorrow, and then we've got Mallorca, sea day, and then Gibraltar, another sea day, and then we're in the Azores, and then 7 sea days transatlantic, and we'll end up in Fort Lauderdale.
And with that, we're about to set sail. We've been now on board for 7 hours? Oh no, 8 hours. So it took them quite a while to get from boarding to set sail, but it's now nighttime, as you can see, and we are officially leaving port. It has been a bit of a whirlwind since we got on board.
Yeah, we've been on board for over 8 hours now, and in that time all we've done is visit with people and have some dinner. Cory's parents are on this ship with us, as well as both sisters, her brother-in-law, aunt and uncle, and like 15 or 20 of her parents' friends. So it's a big group of us, and yeah, it's just been catching up with family, and that's pretty much all we've gotten up to.
Yeah, and just a little bit of an update for the one that got derailed to London. She has officially landed back in Canada. They deported her, so she's at least safe, and she's on her way home. That was best case scenario for the situation that she was in. She's now back in Canada and safe, so we're happy about that.
Yeah, so I think that's where we're gonna leave it for tonight. We're just gonna go probably poke around a little bit more on the way back to our room and get some rest, because it's been a long few days for us here in Barcelona.
It's the next day, and we are currently in Mallorca.
We are at the port here in Palma, and apparently the main town is a little ways away. We haven't booked any excursions or anything, and it's apparently 6 or 8 kilometers to get to the city center. A little bit far for a walk. So we are going to do about a half-hour walk from the ship, and there's a little museum, old historic fort type of thing that we're gonna go check out instead. In case it isn't obvious, it's actually really windy here, but just looking at the way these trees are growing and being blown in that direction, I'm pretty sure it's always this windy here. We found donkeys. Hey, buddy. I'm happy. I got to pet a donkey today. We've made it to our destination here. This is the Castillo de San Carlos. It is a historic military museum, naval museum, I'm not exactly sure. It looks like just a really big, really old fort built out here on a point overlooking the harbor. And as we were walking in, we could see like the big artillery cannons. So I'm guessing this was intended for maritime defense back in the day, and it is now a museum that is free to enter. It's open Tuesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and there's only about a half-hour walk from the cruise terminal. That was kind of fun. It was just like a little 3D view, a little tour of the fortress, a little bit of history as well. And yeah, from the air, actually it looks really neat. As I said before, it is free to enter this museum. However, there is a donation box here, and they're using the funds to feed the stray cats that live here, which is awesome.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait.
So we're on the turret of the castle here at the museum. Right behind me is our ship.
To my place, I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. Our first time, our first date.
So this part of the museum is clearly slightly more modern era. We've got a collection of gas masks behind us, some normal, adult size ones. There's one here that is, you literally put a baby inside. And that one's for a horse, which I did not know those existed.
So we kind of realized that we did not do a closing for this video.
Whoops.
Mainly it's been family time. We've been really busy since we've been on the ship, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It's day 3 today already on
Yeah.
this cruise, and today was a sea day. So we spent the day just hanging out, playing cards, that sort of thing. And tonight was our first formal night. As you can probably tell, these are probably the fanciest clothes you've seen us in if you've been watching our videos for the last year. Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. Tonight we went to a acrobatic dancing show. It was pretty cool. They did a really good job. And yeah, like I said, it's been mainly just family time. The ship itself, we got a lot to show you. It's a huge ship. I keep getting lost on this thing.
We haven't even seen half the ship yet. We still have not been forward of like the middle of the ship in 3 days because it's huge and there's so much to see and do. But that is coming, we promise. But tomorrow is our second port day, and we are going to be in Gibraltar, where we're going to be doing a hike up the rock, and we'll be bringing you guys along for that. But I think for now, we're just going to leave this video here, and yeah, that's pretty much it for now. So thanks very much for joining us here on our first, I guess, 3 days on the Star Princess. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up to give us a like, and make sure you subscribe.
And join us in our other videos for more adventures. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring.